All right, this video is by request for quite a while. Many of you have been asking to know my current skincare routine, and I am here to share it with you. So we're gonna go through all of the things. Now, today is going to be my tried and true loves. There might be one or two new-ish things that sneak in here, but not too much. I really want to give you the products that I have used over and over again and really love. So that's going to be what we dive into today. If you are curious about this 43-year-old face and what I do to try to do the best I can, because that's all anyone can do, we're about to get into that. But if we haven't met before, my name is Kelly and I'm a professional hair and makeup artist. And here on my channel, I strive to keep beauty real. Real honest, real relatable, and real fun. So if that sounds like something you'd enjoy, don't forget to click subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on future videos. I'm hoping that this one isn't going to be too lengthy, but just in case, I'll have chapters down below if there's something in specific that you are most curious to know about what I use. All right, so a few things before we get into that. Let's talk about my skin. Some of these things I think could be good for any skin, and I'll kind of like go into that and sort of the caveats of who it might be good for and who not. But I would say as far as like my skin goes, like I said, I'm 43. I would say that I would consider myself a normal to dry skin. In the summertime, I do actually tip a little bit into combo, like oily on my T-zone. And in the depths of winter, which thank God we are finally coming out of, but in the depths of winter, I get very dry. In fact, I would say in the last 2 years or so, my skin has just like really gotten dry, really gotten dry. If my 16-year-old self heard that I purposely put oil on my face, she would laugh. She would laugh and say you were lying. But I do. Of which I'm going to talk about a couple of those. But anyway, so that's me right now. And I do just want to give a thanks to all of you who have requested this. I've been meaning to do it for a while and I just needed to take some time to like gather all of my faves. But I really think, you know, I have people ask all the time about like, what foundation do you wear? What concealer? Or, you know, like your skin looks great. And I say this all the time, it doesn't matter the paint you're putting on if the canvas isn't prepared. And I don't just mean like primed. I mean, like, you got to take care of the skin you have to make the makeup look good. So I feel like it makes sense to go in order of application here, which means we're going to start with cleansers. So this cleanser, I will say, is newer to me, but I have very quickly fallen in love with it. So I do want to just give a nod to the Pharmacy Whipped Greens. I think I probably got this in like a gift with purchase thing. Now, I will say I love a lot of the Pharmacy skincare. I've had great luck with so many of their items. So I am not surprised that I really like this cleanser, but what I love about this is it is a good kind of like middle of the road cleanser. It is not like overly harsh and stripping. It's also not so emollient that I feel like it leaves a film on my skin. And I know that there are cleansers out there that purposely leave behind a little something to like help with your barrier. I don't like the feeling of something there, especially at night if I'm going to be putting on actives after that, because I'm just like, is that like keeping the good stuff from getting in though? But I like a clean face, but I don't want to feel like shrink wrapped when I'm done washing my face. And this one does not do that. Now I should have started this by saying, this one's a little bit pricier. By the way, I will have all of these things linked down below for you. I do usually try to link both the brand site and then, you know, other retailers in case you're just like doing a skincare haul and you want to try to get as much as you can from one spot. So those will be linked down below. I will say out of all of my products, I feel like cleanser is where you can really save some money. I think, you know, as long as you're getting a cleanser that is gentle, but also effective, you don't need to spend big bucks. I'm not big on having a ton of actives listed in cleansers because I'm like, listen, this is here for like 60 seconds and then I'm rinsing it off. I don't feel the need to have a bunch of frills in my cleanser. I just want it to cleanse my skin, get my makeup off if possible, and then also just not make me feel absolutely parched. So I would always rather save the money on the cleanser and then put some of those bucks towards the actives that I use. So one of the other products that I like, and I do think that you can get this for a pretty good deal on sale, is the Paula's Choice Perfectly Natural Cleansing Gel. Now it's been a little while since I've used this one, but in the Black Friday sales, I did decide to pick one up when I was buying a few of my other favorite things, and I'm very excited to have this one back in my life. It is just a basic cleanser, y'all. None of these really would take off all of my makeup if I'm wearing a lot of eye makeup. Like if I'm wearing a cream shadow that tends to have like a really strong wear time, or if I'm wearing a really good budge-proof mascara. Also, I found that recently my brow gels, especially like the waxier ones, I need to use a double cleanse for that, which I guess I should have talked about those first, but whoops, we're doing that backwards. But I do think that that's part of having a gentle cleanser, is like you want to use something to get off the makeup, also the sunscreen, break all of those products down and get that off before you go through and do your cleanser. This one's a great one. Again, it's just simple. I like the smell of it. I don't even know if this one is open. Nope, it's not. So we're gonna wait. We're gonna wait on that. So I really do enjoy that. So if I had to guess, Paula's Choice does sales all the time. If I had to guess, I would say like the full size of this is probably gonna be the most. And then the Paula's Choice. If you're looking for a really good price on a cleanser, I absolutely adore this one. I would say that these two actually have a similar consistency. This is the Make Prem Low Irritant and Mild Acid Foam. It's in the Safe Me category. So I think I got this on Styleavana, can't remember, but I will have it linked down below. So the first one was sent to me in PR, and it was one of the other products that came in the kit that I was really excited about, but it's this cleanser that I fell in love with. So I used that cleanser and I knew that when I had an opportunity, I would be picking up another bottle. So very excited to have this one. Again, this lasted me a really long time because you just need a tiny little bit. I would say the same about the whipped greens. Again, it is a foaming cleanser that makes me feel like I'm cleansing my skin but not stripping it too much. Now, the difference between these two is I would say that this has a little bit of a mentholated scent. I would say it just has that like little bit of like slight Vicks Vapo Rub scent, whereas this one has the scent that like is in like the Green Clean is what I would say. I don't think that this is mentholated. Let me just double check to make sure that we don't have menthol listed in here. Nope, we've got rosemary leaf oil in here. Maybe that's what I'm smelling. I don't see any questionable ingredients here, but I love all of these, so I would say that, you know, if you can catch these on a sale, I do always try. When I find a brand, especially like a site-wide sale, if I find a brand that I absolutely love that's doing a sale, I do try to share it on my community tab, so make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss out on those little heads ups. All right, Jeremy just got home and scared the bejesus out of me, so be ready to see that in the 2025 bloopers reel. Holy moly. Anyway, now we're going to talk a little bit about cleansing balms. Now listen, I have tried many. I've tried many cleansing balms. I just keep going back to the pharmacy one. Now this is one of their like limited edition scents. This is the Wild Raspberry Tea. It could be me. I'm sure it's the same, but I always feel like the original Green Clean works better than the like specialty scents. It's probably just me, but I still just find that I like this one. It doesn't make my eyes burn. I just really like it. It is like, I mean, compared to some cleansing balms, it's kind of like mid-range. I have tried several others, less expensive, more expensive, and this is still the one that I like. The other sort of like cleansing products that I like are cleansing oils. I do like the pre-cleanse from Dermalogica. I'll put a picture up. I do have a little mini in my bathroom, but I'm feeling lazy right now. That one I like. And then I also got a calendula cleansing oil from a brand in PR. I really actually liked that one too. It made my skin feel great, but the pump on it, I didn't love the pump, but I'll have that one linked down below, and if I can find it, I'll put it here as well. Those three have been, they've made me really happy. But the thing about this is just more travelable than like a pump cleansing oil. So, you know, I always grab these on sale. It's just one of those things. It's like I've tried so many others that are like around half the price of this that I might as well just keep buying the product that I love. I love a good deal, but I also am willing to pay a little bit more for the products that I know never do me dirty and always do me clean. All right, so let's talk about active serums, all that kind of stuff. Now, we'll talk about the ones that I put on during the day or maybe day and night, and then we'll talk about the night ones. So daytime. Now, CosRx sent this over. This is the 6-peptide skin booster. So this has hyaluronic acid, NAG, and amino acids. So I tried NAG for the first time in an ordinary product, and I found that I really did enjoy it. The serum that I used from The Ordinary, which was also sent to me, was sort of like a post-breakout situation. Oh, that was something that I probably should have said. I am one of those lucky 40-some-year-olds that gets wrinkles and breakouts. Ta-da! And I really find that it did actually help sort of soothe my skin after breakouts. Now, what CosRx says that this skin booster can do for you is even skin tone, that it's hydrating, firmness and smooth, pore and sebum care, and improve skin texture. Honestly, I find that this is just lightweight, hydrating, has skin boosting ingredients, but most of the time I'm putting this on just to also give my skin a little bit of hydration and slip before I put other products on. Or if I wash my skin and maybe I went and grabbed a coffee, sort of lost track of time, and I go on to put like other actives and I feel like my skin's a little parched, I'll throw this on first as sort of like a base layer before anything else. Some people love to use like hydrating sprays and things like that. I love the thought of that, but like I don't like getting my hair wet because then like my curls will fall or my hair will get frizzy or whatever. So, and it's just impossible to like hide all of your hair from a facial mist. So I really enjoy this. You can get it at a good deal. So I do enjoy that. Now, during the day, I always put on a vitamin C. So I was just talking about breakouts. So when I was younger, like teen years, like preteen into teens, I had a lot of problems with breakouts and I tried all the things. I tried the topicals. I tried the, medications. I did all the things I could, and I just always had issues, which also led to hyperpigmentation and some mild scarring after those breakouts. And I have worked really hard over the years to get my skin where it is now. So I definitely have come to grips with getting breakouts. It's just kind of something that happens. Most of the time, I just kind of like let them run their course, but it's the hyperpigmentation afterwards that I really don't love. So I do try to take care of that. So vitamin C has really helped me. Now I have two that I love. This 25% vitamin C from Paula's Choice is definitely my favorite. This is a newer formula. I do also like the other vitamin C that they have that's more of like a liquid, but this one I find I just love because of the lotion texture that it has. It just makes it so easy to put on the skin, and it also doesn't get a little bit tacky like a lot of vitamin C's will do. I do enjoy the Pharmacy, is it waterless vitamin C? The Pharmacy vitamin C. I really do enjoy that one as well, but I do find that that one is tacky. Also, the other Paula's Choice one, not like super tacky, but a little bit, whereas this doesn't have that. It just feels like a nice little lotion, and I find that it works really well under makeup. So this is probably my favorite now, but honestly, when I use up the hoard that I got in the Great Black Friday sale that Paula's Choice was doing, because the gift with purchase was one of these as well, which was great. If I found the Pharmacy one on a sale, I would absolutely like snag that if it was a better deal. So I love them both. So that is definitely what I use in the morning. Very important for me to have. I just have found that it's really helped not only like reduce the redness and the hyperpigmentation that I have, but just to give me an all-around brightness. I can tell if I have been slacking on using this because my skin just gets like a little bit dull. It doesn't look as even. It just looks like a little ruddy. And so I always have to like get back on the train because there are mornings where I'm like, oh, I'm just lucky to like wash my face and throw on some moisturizer. But I do try to do this pretty much every day. I would say at least 5 days a week, vitamin C is going on my skin. All right, so let's talk about our evening skincare routine and those actives that I use then. So first of all, exfoliant. Exfoliant, exfoliant, exfoliant. I cannot tell you how much I am an advocate for finding an exfoliant that works for your skin. And that could be something that's uber gentle, that could be something that has a little more punch. It just really depends on the person, how long you've been using them, all of those things. So most of the time I am exfoliating at night. I will talk to you a little bit about some exfoliants that I use during the day, or I'll talk about them at the end, ones that I use at night and possibly during the day. Now, the reason that I really believe in exfoliation is it is really what helps the surface of your skin look better. I feel like it helps you absorb your other actives that you use better. It makes your skin look and feel smoother. And I know that I get a lot of compliments, and I'm not like patting myself on the back here, but I've had a lot of you compliment me on like the texture of my skin, the smoothness of my skin. And I think that a lot of that comes from exfoliation. the other actives that I'm using too, but like, you know, like prepping that canvas, y'all, you got to make it look smooth for everything to look nice on top. So one exfoliant that I've used for a long time that I really enjoy is Honeymoon Glow. Now, this is an AHA resurfacing treatment. I love the fact that it is, for how potent I feel that it is also very gentle, and I think that has a lot to do with the honey and the gentle flower acids in here. I've used quite a few different AHAs, BHAs, and I just find that I really love this one. Like I said, I really love my pharmacy skincare. This one I use only at nighttime because most of the time, if I'm using a strong active, I want it to be at night, especially because, like I said, almost every day I want to make sure I'm using vitamin C, and these are not two things that you really ever want to put together. So anytime I'm using vitamin C, I'm going to avoid any like chemical exfoliants. Now, the other chemical exfoliant that I really enjoy, and I know that they say that this is a daily peel, this is the Dr. Dennis Gross Alpha Beta Extra Strength Daily Peel. So to me, and this is just like the little like 5 treatment sort of like trial pack. I don't use these every day, but I do use like a full 5 or 7 packets in a go. Like I feel like this is just a little extra kick in the pants when I want an extra boost. I do feel like it's stronger than the Honeymoon Glow, but it's not something that I use all the time. Also, I try to avoid using like wipe type products. I just find them to be a little bit wasteful, but these really do give me that extra boost. If I feel like I've been negligent, if I feel like I need a little extra exfoliation, I don't find them to be irritating, but I do find them to be sort of like extra strength. I also find, by the way, that this is a great one to use when I am suffering from breakouts because of the combination of AHAs and BHAs. So if you're unfamiliar, AHAs are something that deals more with the like surface of your skin, whereas BHAs tend to dive a little bit deeper and deal with pore refinement, sort of getting, you know, all of the like gunk out of your pores. So it's sort of like that surface level and beyond with this. So I do really enjoy these. There are other AHA or BHA products. Paula's Choice has been known for their like liquid exfoliant for a really long time. I'll have that one linked down below as well if you want something that would just be more of like a swipe on with a cotton round or something like that. I actually have it up here. I'll just go grab it to show you. Here we go. Okay, so this is in their like fancy holiday packaging, but this is the BHA liquid exfoliant. And this is also great during breakout time because it has salicylic acid in it. So this is sort of like, you could actually do like this, but if you just wanted something really quick, you could do these. I didn't realize it, but I just saw, I was looking up on the Dr. Dennis Gross site, and this also does have retinol in it, which is great, and then green tea, which will help soothe, which is probably why I don't ever feel like I get irritated by these pads. So they are a really beautiful one and done. It's just not something I use all the time. Okay, so we have been talking about chemical exfoliants. Now that kind of sounds scary, like people think, oh, is it gonna melt my face off? But truly, I feel like a good chemical exfoliant in the right concentration is actually going to be more gentle than a physical exfoliant. So when I think of physical exfoliants, most of us think of like the St. Ives apricot scrub. Like physical is something that like physically rubs your skin cells off, which for the most part isn't something that I encourage because you are basically creating micro tears in your skin. If you have very sensitive skin, if you have irritated skin, if you have breakouts, you're going to be spreading bacteria. Like Lord knows, I usually try to avoid anything uber scratchy and like strongly physical. The one exception of that is like an enzyme exfoliating powder. I have a couple that I enjoy. I did recently in the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty sort of like review that I did. I talked about the powder exfoliants from Dermalogica. So right now I have the Daily Superfoliant. This is really meant to not only exfoliate the skin, but sort of draw out impurities. And this one I think would be great for anybody with oily skin, or if it's in the depths of summer and you're really looking for like a detox. The original one is the Daily Microfoliant, and that is just like a good middle of the road, could work for anybody. And then I am going to be getting in the sale, y'all. I will link it because it's going to be on sale, and I think I will probably have this video up before then, the Milk Foliant, and that is also a soothing and hydrating exfoliant. So this powder is very, very finely milled. You're talking about like rice bran powder, maybe like some oat powder, something that is so super soft on your skin. Like it feels like a velvety foam that goes on. It's so lovely. I find that I can use this at night, but I mostly use it in the morning. If I wake up and I feel like, let's say I've been kind of like off of using some of my acids, or sometimes if I've been using like breakout treatments and I get a little bit of like dry, crusty skin, this helps to gently manipulate some of those dry skin cells off, and so that I'm left with a more polished surface that isn't irritated. So definitely something that I recommend. Again, I'm mostly using it during the day, and then I would go in with my vitamin C after that, by the way. So the other option that I have for you, I will be honest, I don't think, it could totally just be in my head, but I don't think that it's quite as effective as the Dermalogica, but it's like a quarter of the price. Even like with the 50% off sale during the Days of Beauty, this one is still half of that price. This one's like 16. These ones would be like 30 something in the sale, like 34, somewhere around there. This is the Good Molecules Pineapple Exfoliating Powder. So similar, this one has fruit enzymes, vitamin C, and rice powder. So you're gonna get that gentle exfoliation. The smell of this one is like so-so. I don't find it like gaggable, but I don't love it. But it is ridiculously inexpensive. And you know, if you want to use some Ulta points, they do have it at Ulta as well. So I will have both linked down below. Good option, just not the best, but that's just me being picky. It's really a solid one. I love me some Dermalogica. What can I say? So talking about retinol, I know I just mentioned it right there in those pads. Retinol is one of those products that I, again, shout from the rooftops. Retinol is the only ingredient currently clinically proven to reverse the signs of aging. Not just reduce what you got, but like reverse. So it's definitely something that I use in my skincare all the time, and it's something that I tell people, if you can find something that your skin can tolerate, you should do too. Let's talk about the ones that I use. Now, the prescription that I have worked my way up to now the 0.1 prescription. Usually you don't start that concentrated, but I have just found that when I am like steadily using this, it makes a huge difference in my skin. I will also be honest, you do go through a bit of like that shedding phase as your skin is getting used to this and you're having that like major cell turnover. I think I started out at 0.05 and then moved my way up to 0.1, but it just really kind of depends on what your skin can take. What I think makes a big difference in any active that you're using is just consistency. So make sure you're using a strength that you just feel comfortable with and that you can use consistently. I'd rather see someone using a lower strength of anything more often than like something that they feel like they can only use every once in a while, because then you're just not getting that regularity of it. So this is one thing that I have. Now, I do have to say, this product I have very quickly fallen in love with. I have found that when I use this, I haven't had any issues. I didn't have that like weird angry time with my skin. This one is from Remedy. I talked about this recently. They did send this over to me, by the way. This is a super stacked healthy aging treatment. Now, the thing about this is so many things in one bottle. I had to actually pull everything up. So you have the 0.1% encapsulated retinol. You have retinaldehyde in here. You have argireline. Argireline is really good at reducing the look of fine lines. You have glycolic acid, which is an exfoliating acid, a big must in my skincare for sure. Niacinamide helps to prevent new discoloration. We have matrixyl 3000, which is a peptide that helps reduce the appearance of wrinkles, and it helps with your skin's elasticity. Ceramides, which are so important for protecting your skin's barrier. We also have resveratrol and ferulic acid in here. So many great things, and I love the price point on this. So when the brand sent this over to me, by the way, this was started by Dr. Shaw. If any of you are familiar with the Dr. Lee YouTube channel, they sent me over a few of the products and I was like, okay, I'm gonna try these out. You know, sometimes like quote unquote celebrity skincare lines I'm a little sus about, but this is like a licensed dermatologist, right? So I was hoping, and honestly, I have loved everything that I've tried so far. So the price point on this is only $38 at full price, which is just amazing. I think that this is just a great product. A great one to start out with if you are, again, looking for super simple. This would be a great nighttime serum because it does have some gentle exfoliants, and then you also have all of the other great ingredients in here. So really loving this one. Thanks to Remedy for sending that over. I kind of rotate through these three. Most of the time I'm using the Remedy because it's sort of like an all-in-one. 1 to 2 nights a week I'll use my prescription tretinoin. I do feel like this is more potent, but also more like there's more like cause and effect on my skin, I guess I would say. and you're like, Kelly, if this has alpha hydroxy, why would you use this? I still feel like this has a little bit more kick in the pants, but is also gentle. So I find that I'm just kind of like rotating between the three. I try to use each of them 2 nights a week, and then oftentimes I have 1 night a week where I'm just like chilling out. So that's my current routine. When it comes to actives, I do have a couple other things that I've sort of like dabbled in here and there, but these are specifically the ones that I'm like, listen, all the time, gotta have them. If there are other actives that I use more and get a little bit more consistent with, I will update you in the future. I have a few things that I've sort of like been bringing into my life, like copper peptides. It's just, that's one of those things that I just haven't used regularly enough to say, yeah, gotta have it. So if there's things that change, I will of course update you. Okay, so we have talked about cleansing our skin. We have talked about putting some actives on our skin to brighten, to smooth, to like get us all glowy. But y'all, we gotta be hydrated. We gotta be hydrated. Now, I will be honest, moisturizer is one of those things that unless it's like overly gloopy, unless it's like scented, funky, unless it has a texture that I don't really love on the skin, I can find quite a few that I am okay with. There are only a couple that I have found that I'm like, oh my gosh, I like really love this. So I'm gonna share 2 with you right now with a nod to one if you have very, very dry skin. Okay, so this is a long time love. This is another one that's going on sale in the 21 Days of Beauty, the Kiehl's Ultra Facial Cream. It is simple, no frills, basic. You've got the rockstar ingredient of squalane in here. It's just lovely. It's soothing. It's not fragrant. It's just a great basic. I just love it. There's not much else to say about that. Now this one. So this is the Calming Moisture Barrier Cream from Pu'Kang I could be butchering that name. You can see this is actually my second tub. I did get one in PR, and I knew it's actually when I ordered this. I was like, oh heck yeah, I'm getting a couple of these too. I feel like these are very similar in texture. I don't have this one open, but they're both like non-fragrant. This one is probably, during the 50% off sale, you can probably get this one at a better price, but this one is relatively inexpensive. Again, just hydrating, a breath of fresh air and a burst of hydration on the skin. They both absorb cleanly. I think they would be good for any skin type because it's not so emollient that it's going to be like slide off the skin of oily skin. It's also not so lightweight that it's not going to be enough for dry skin. That being said, I have really loved using this one through the depths of winter. This is the First Aid Beauty Ultra Repair Firming Collagen Cream. First Aid Beauty is just known for being great at helping parched, sensitive skin. So I really am enjoying this one. They do say that it's best for skin on the dry side, which was me this winter. I don't think I'll be using this one this summer. I will probably save this, or maybe at night, just to like really hydrate. I think it's gonna be a little bit much for what I enjoy in the depths of summer, but man, those times that I was just like, I need a little extra dose, I really enjoyed this. And so I absolutely love these. Okay, I talked about oil, y'all. Like I said, I never would have thought that I would be putting oil on my skin. Now, there are 2 camps. There are 2 camps as far as like when and why you would put an oil on. Some people like to put it on before a moisturizer. I am sort of the putting it on after the moisturizer. I feel like that helps lock in your moisturizer. It's going to help really just give you a beautiful barrier on the skin. I have 2 that I want to talk to you about. This was actually sent to me too, and it's almost gone. Now, this is the One Thing Jojoba Golden Organic Oil. I really like this. I was surprised how nicely my skin reacted to this. Like it just felt very soothed and nourished. Now, if I'm doing an oil, usually I'm gonna do it at night. Usually I'm gonna do it at night, which is when I would use this one. It just felt like, it just like, just gave me that like top coat of happiness over my skin. This is not something I usually need to use in the summer, but like I would say late fall into like early spring, like around now, I probably won't need to use this anymore. And I didn't use it every night. I would say like 2 nights a week. I just found that this was lovely. I would be open to trying another brand of jojoba oil as well, but this was just lovely and it was a good price. Now, I looked it up and it was a good price. I did not purchase that myself. It was sent in PR. Now, The one oil I have been using during the day and I have just been loving is the Rituel de Fille. This is the Thorn Oil. Now this is a priming facial elixir. So this I have just found, first of all, I love the smell of it. It makes my skin radiant, beautiful. Could you use it at night? Yeah, absolutely. I think you could. Now, if I'm using this one in the morning, I want to give my skin a solid like 5 or 10 minutes before I put makeup on, just so this has a little time to like settle in. But I have just been loving this. In fact, what I've really been enjoying is on the days that I use this, I've been using, which is just so funny, but I've been using my Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation Stick because I find that like the combination of those two just create a beautiful, almost like skin tint. You know, you got a little bit of like extra slip of the oil, and then using the stick, it just kind of like they mesh and meld together. But if I leave it on my skin for 5 to 10 minutes, it's not like it's like slip sliding all over the face or anything, but I just find that that combo is really great. That was just a little side note. So really love both of those. Again, once we get into like maybe May, I probably won't be using this one as much, but we'll have to see. I will let you all know. All right, very important category here. So if you don't use this category, there is absolutely no point to using several of these others. I always tell people, if you are not using a sunscreen, do not bother with anti-aging anything. It's like, if you aren't preventing the signs of aging from sun damage, why would you be using any of the things to correct them? You know, like, I mean, of course it makes sense to like correct what you have, but like make sure that you are not continually going down that perpetual like hamster wheel. You don't go down a hamster wheel, you go around it. You know what I'm saying? So as I'm like flailing around, this is still my favorite. This is the old packaging, but I found like an empty one. So this is the Isntree Hyaluronic Acid Watery Sun Gel. It's lovely. It's this cream gel consistency that is so beautiful. In the summer, I can use this alone as my moisturizer, and I am super happy with this one. I love it. I have right now a ton of sunscreens to use and try throughout the season, so I will definitely be doing in the summer like ones that I found as favorites. I actually do have one that I recently tried that I think I'm really going to enjoy. We'll get into that at some point. I might actually talk about it in my favorites of the month. So again, subscribe for that. But anyway, so this one is a tried and true, and I know that I love this one, but I have so many from, I purchased the Vana box of sunscreens. I have some others that I've had in back stock. So as much as I immediately want to go grab another one of these, I'm going to hold off. A couple others that I really enjoy. I was sent this the first time as a gift. This is the Beauty of Joseon Relief Sun Rice and Probiotics. So this is SPF of 50 plus. By the way, the Watery Sun Gel is the 50 plus as well. This I would say is slightly less glowy. Not that this is like radiant, but I think it's just so lovely and moisturizing that it makes my skin look and feel juicy. This makes it feel lovely, but it doesn't have quite as juicy of a look. So if you are maybe more normal into oily, you might enjoy this one more. If you like a little shimma, if you like a little radiance, I absolutely love the Thank You Farmer Sun Project. Now this sunscreen is only SPF of 30, so it is a bit less, but it's just lovely on the skin. So this definitely has a bit more radiance. I will go ahead and squeeze a little out. When I say radiance, I don't mean glitter. Like, I do not love that. It just has a very light pearlescence. One thing that I will say though is this, it does have a bit of a pearlescent hue. So if you are like, with my olive skin tones, like this is best before I start to get really tan. I don't want to look too like reflectively pearlescent. If you are cool skin toned, I think you would like love this. But if you are a little bit more neutral or warm, or even like an olive, in the wintertime is probably the time to wear this one. Unless you were just like really, really on the light side of all of those, that might be okay. But this, like, now that it's in, I mean, it's not like oily. It just has a beautiful radiance, but it doesn't feel oily on the skin. It's glowy, but not because of like greasiness. I hope that makes sense, but it's definitely important. Please wear your sunscreen. I am not a person who thinks like, if you are like basically inside working all day, you're not close to windows, you don't need to wear a sunscreen, right? Like, but there are definitely so many times that you should wear sunscreen. Like for me, even with knowing like if I'm going to be out and about in the car, I want to wear sunscreen. Like I just want to do it. And honestly, several of these could, for me, on a day that I'm in a pinch, just like be my moisturizer as well, especially in the spring and summertime when I can kind of get away with that more. In the wintertime, I need a little extra hydration, so that won't always work. But typically in the summer, if I really did want to, I could get away with these two for sure. Maybe not this one. Not this one, but these two for sure I could. All right, I cannot go through this video without talking about this. I'm not gonna talk about a lot of skincare devices or different things like that, but I absolutely have to talk about LED therapy. Red light therapy and also blue light therapy has changed my life. So in 2020, 2021, I was starting to get a lot of breakouts again right around here from wearing a mask to the salon a lot, and I was really starting to feel, honestly, I mean, this sounds dramatic, but like a bit traumatized from all of the hyperpigmentation that I was getting again. And I started looking into red light therapy and sort of more, you know, for the like breakout side of things. And then I was like, well, but also like, and so I did purchase the Face Wear Pro from Dr. Dennis Gross. I'm not going to go into too much of that mask in this one. I enjoyed that mask. I definitely found benefits from it. I did decide to upgrade to the Maysama Prana mask and also the chin to chest. This is, you know, I think, honestly, I think every year, if you buy an LED device, the next year it is going to be like not necessarily outdated, but every year there are just like things that we find out, innovations, all of those things. And so this for me, I was just ready for the upgrade. Also, dollar for dollar, I actually think that they might be kind of close. I do, by the way, have a discount code with Maysama. They reached out to me after I purchased. I purchased these with my own money. Definitely a skincare investment that I did during Black Friday, but I do have a discount code for you. And I believe right now they've actually started a really great sale deal. So I will have any details that I know listed down below. I definitely also decided to get the chin to chest because let me tell you, now that I'm in my 40s, all of those people who have said, make sure that you do the same skincare you do on your face, on your chest. It's true, y'all. Do not miss out on that. Do not miss out on that. Make sure you do a lot of the skincare on your chest as well. I just want to stay looking fresh for as long as I can, but I have definitely found that LED has, again, it's just one of those things. It's like I said, I can tell if I'm slacking on my vitamin C. I can tell if I'm slacking on my LED. So the thing that I like about the Maysama, and this is not a full review, I do want to talk about that in the future. This also does have the near infrared, but it also has the blue light, and you are able to sort of like pick and choose which of those you want to use. I get wrinkles and I get breakouts. So I needed that blue light for that antibacterial property. I found that it helps a lot with acne, so much. So it really just sort of like saved me, and I just felt so much more confident once I was using LED light regularly. I do also find a boost in elasticity in the look and appearance of my skin when I am regularly using my LED, like at least 3 times a week. So definitely something that I love. I will have both the Dr. Dennis Gross and the Maysama listed down below. This is just the one that I'm loving and using right now. I do have to say, if they are around the same price, this is hands down the one that I would recommend just because of some of the features. If you still want to see a full review of this mask, let me know. I just have to say I was really bad about like doing a before and after, especially since I use LED on my face regularly, but I had planned on doing a before and after of my chest. So I'm kind of thinking that I'd like to at least get a few weeks of a before and after, and so I just really need to do that. But let me know if you would like to see kind of like a more in-depth review. Okay, like I said, had to mention LED. I did quite a bit of research in deciding which one to splurge and purchase. In the Black Friday sales, I feel like there's going to be something that I absolutely love and use all the time that I'm just going to like kick myself over. If you really enjoyed this, and when summer's about to roll around, if you want me to give you like an update on things that I love using when my skin is a little bit more on the normal to slightly oily side, let me know. I will make sure to do that. Again, I mean, I love talking about skincare. This last year, like so many skincare brands have been sending me things, and while I love it and I love getting to try those things, it's sort of like overwhelming because I want to use products for long enough to know whether or not A, I love them or hate them, and how effective they are, right? And so that's not like a 2 or 3 day thing. Sometimes that's not even 2 or 3 weeks, you know? So I hope that you did enjoy this. Again, all of the products that I've talked about here today will be linked down below, and I hope that this was helpful. If you have any other questions, do not hesitate to reach out. I really enjoy getting to have those conversations with all of you down in the chat, and I will see you really soon.